Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing another requested squishy tutorial because it's been a while since I've done a requested one. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make all 4 of the Pac-Man ghosts into squishies. And they're also going to be pixelated as well, as you can see. And I've actually already done a Pac-Man Ghost Squishy tutorial on my channel already. And this is the one that I made, so this one is Pinky, obviously. And I made this one about 3 years ago on my channel, I think. It was like back in 2018. And this was for a collab video. And the other person ended up making a Pac-Man squishy for their video. And this is what I did for mine. And this one is also pixelated as well. But then I recently got a comment or a request on that video asking if I could make the other 3 Pac-Man ghosts. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And also, as a little bonus, I'm also going to be making Pac-Man as well. Just because I feel like it would just be like weird with just the 4 ghosts and not including Pac-Man, so I thought, why not? So yeah, I really hope you enjoy this tutorial. And also, this was actually requested by someone who actually has the username Pac-Man, so thank you so much for the request. And I take it that this person is quite a big fan of the game, because I looked at their channel and they actually have quite a few videos to do with the game, so I take it they are a big fan. So yeah, this video is for you. I really hope you enjoy it, and let's get started. Here is what all of the finished shapes look like. So as you saw from the previous clips, first what I did was I just traced my ghost template 4 times onto the foam, and then I also traced my Pac-Man template onto the foam as well, just using a pen. And I recommend that you draw them pretty close to one edge of the foam, so for example the bottom edge, so that way then they can hopefully stand up like this. So yeah, that way then one side is just completely flat, and that way they can hopefully stand up when they're done. And then what I did was I just cut them all out just using a craft knife and my scissors. And you basically saw how I cut them out, so you just want to just try and copy the same way that I did it. And also I ended up making them just a little bit thinner as well, just to make it easier to cut out the pixelated edges. And I'll also link these templates below in the description box so you can use them if you want to. Or if you find making them pixelated too difficult, then you can just make them rounded if you want to. So for example, you can just print off a completely different template and then just trace them all out again. Just the same way that I did it, so you do not have to make them pixelated at all if you find that too difficult. So I think these all look really good, and I realised that I probably made Pac-Man just a little bit too big, but still I think it's good enough. And then you also just want to smooth off the back as well, just using your scissors, and it's okay if it doesn't look completely smooth since the back doesn't matter that much. And then you also want to neaten off the edges slightly as well, just all the way around it, just using your scissors again. And I just did the same thing for all of the shapes. So yeah, it doesn't matter so much about the edges and the back, it more we just want to focus on the front. So again, these parts do not have to be perfectly smooth. And also, by the way, you do not have to make all of them if you don't want to. You can make as many of the ghosts as you want, and also it's up to you if you want to make Pac-Man or not. I just wanted to make the complete set. So yeah, you do not have to make all of them if you don't want to. You can make as many as you want. So anyways, once you've done that, we can move on to the next step. Also, another thing that I nearly forgot to mention is when I was looking at these images, I noticed that these two here, the legs are slightly different compared to these two. I don't know if these are called the legs, but that's just what I'm going to call them. So yeah, as you can see, they are slightly different. So again, if you are making the pixelated design like I'm doing, then it is up to you how you want to draw the legs, depending on what template you are using. So I decided to use this one here just because I prefer the shape of the legs more than this one. And also I feel like the legs and this one are just a bit more easier to cut out, in my opinion. But again, it's up to you what template you want to use for yours. And also another thing I nearly forgot to mention is it's up to you what size you want to make yours as well, and also what thickness as well. So you can make them as big or as small as you want, and also make them as like thick or as thin as you want. But obviously, like, don't make them like too thin, because otherwise then the squishy's going to be way too delicate. So yeah, don't make it so thin. So yeah, anyways, now moving on to the next step. Next, what I did was I drew the eyes onto all 4 of the ghosts just using my pen and also my template. And I just cut out one of the eyes from the template and just used that to draw the eyes onto all of the ghosts. And I also used these images here as well as reference. So as you can see, all of the eyes are pointing in different directions, just like the ones on the images. But again, it's up to you how you want to draw the eyes. And I recommend that you look at images of the Pac-Man ghosts for help. So this is just going to help you with painting later, or you can just skip this step and just paint them on by hand if you want to. But I just prefer like doing it this way because I feel like it just makes it a little bit more easier. So yeah, I didn't want to like draw all of the eyes in just like one direction. I wanted to make them all different. But again, it's up to you how you want to do yours. And then once you've done that, we can finally move on to painting them. Here is what they all look like so far. So as you can see, I painted all 4 of the ghosts, and I also painted Pac-Man as well. And I just used my images here again as reference. And also you might have noticed that I also wrote down the names of each one of the ghosts, so that way I know what each one is called. So first of all, for Inky, I painted him a light blue colour. And then for Clyde, I painted him orange. And then for Blinky, I painted him red. And then for Pinky, I painted him a light pink. And actually mixed some of my dark pink fabric paint with some white paint just to lighten it up a lot more. However, you don't want to paint the eyes yet. We're going to be doing that next. And then for Pac-Man, I just painted him yellow, of course. It's very simple. And also, it's up to you if you want to add anything else to Pac-Man. For example, you can paint on the eyes using black fabric paint if you want to. And also, you can outline him as well with black puffy paint if you want to, but I decided not to do that for mine. I'm just going to leave Pac-Man like this. So now moving on to the next step. Here is what they all look like once I finished painting on the eyes. So I just used my white puffy paint for this. And then for these parts, or I'm just going to call them the pupils, I just mixed some of this ultramarine paint with some of this light blue fabric paint. And I just painted the pupils on each one with that colour. And I also used my images again as reference, and I also used a small paintbrush to like fix up the eyes a little bit. And I'm really happy with how all of the eyes turned out. I like how they're all pointing in different directions. And again, you can paint the eyes in whatever direction you want. Depending on how many ghosts you are making, of course. So now you just want to let these completely dry, and then your squishies will be done. So here they all are once they are completely dry. Well, most of them are completely dry. That Pac-Man still hasn't dried completely yet, but anyways. I'm really, really happy with how these all turned out. And again, I really like how all of the eyes on each one of the ghosts is pointing in different directions. And also I really like how they're all pixelated as well, just like the ones from the game. And again, like I said before, you do not have to make them pixelated if you don't want to. You can make them just like rounded if you want to. But I wanted mine to look as close to the actual game as possible. Sorry about any background noises, by the way. And I'm also really happy with how Pac-Man turned out as well. And like I said, he still hasn't completely dried yet, so I'm just going to squish him carefully. And these all turned out quite slow rising, and also they're really soft and squishy. And again, it's up to you if you want to make Pac-Man as well, and also it's up to you how many of the ghosts you want to make. So I'll show you each one separately. So first of all is Clyde. And yes, I'm looking at my images again where I wrote down their names just so then I can remember like the names of each one. So as you can see, these all turned out really slow rising. And also it's up to you like how big or small you want to make them, and also how thick you want to make them as well. And next up is Blinky. And next up is Pinky. And like I said at the start of the video, I have made Pinky before, so I'll just show you comparison. But I definitely prefer this one a bit more, I think. As you can see, I made this one a lot thicker and also like quite a bit bigger as well compared to these ones. And also I think the shape is a lot better as well, because for some reason I cut these parts here way too small. So it looks a little bit weird, so I definitely prefer this one a bit more. And then lastly is Inky. And I'm not really sure which ghost is my favourite out of all four. I just really like all of them. But I definitely like Pinky because I just love the colour pink. And then I think Inky will come in at a close second. Yeah, I'm just so happy with how they all turned out. And yep, that is it. So yep, that is it for this tutorial or tutorials. I really hope you enjoyed it. And again, I'm very pleased with how these all turned out, and I really like how they all look together. And I also like how they can all stand up as well. But for some reason, Inky was having a little bit of trouble standing up, so I had to place a paintbrush behind him. But other than that, all of the others can stand up really well, which is good. I think they all look really cute together, just like the ones from the game. And again, thank you so much to Pac-Man for requesting this. I really hope you liked it. Hopefully you'll see this video. I worked really hard on these and I really like how they all turned out, so I hope you like them as well. So yep, that is it for this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and as always, please feel free to request any more squishy tutorials you would like me to do in the comments below. And I really hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!